You know, when I was looking after Darcy, I can't hear you. Mrs. T, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I thought I didn't know you were asking me questions. When did I see the dog?
When I was looking after Darcy. Anyway, hello, we're live. Anyway, welcome to the Microbiz Matters Day equivalent of Loose Women. And this is Ladies Over Lunch. Not Ladies Who Lunch, because of course we don't. And yeah, I am getting more and more conscious of this light in my eye. And we've had expert advice from Janice while we've been off air. So, ladies, I'd like to thank you for joining us from all parts of England today. Do you know
all areas on lockdown though? That's the one common thing we've got in.
Yeah, we're
all locked in.
You actually don't look like you're locked down, Janice. You look like you're in some amazing city location, sat on the balcony of a hotel. And
that's the beauty of Zoom. You can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you see, and if we'd spoken to Rebecca this time last week, she would have been somewhere hot and sunny, which is why she's now holed up in her office at home. Anyway, so yes, Elsa. And Elsa looks like she's in a BBC studio.
Yeah, hello. Hi.
We should all be live from Saltwater Cafe Bar in Scarborough, where we would have all been enjoying lunch now, and we could have even encouraged you people from London to come north. You see, we came to London 3 times so that you guys would come and join us.
Elsa and I were planning to come, weren't we?
Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
Yeah, we were. Mm-hmm.
And Naomi's got no excuse because she can just hop on a train from Manchester, because that's the only train we do actually have is one from Manchester. Anyway, yes. Hello, Caro. How are you?
Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm a moment late.
It's all right. We'll let you off. You Southerners, I don't know. Gosh, that's a lot of Londoners on here today. Anyway, let Naomi. I've just done an interview with Victoria off this on.
I know. I took a picture.
Did you?
I did.
She told me, right? Okay, and Janice might be able to do this because I know she's an influencer as well. Victoria told me that you had got her an invite to Clubhouse.
Sorry. Do you want one?
I feel like I've got FOMO.
Do you know what? I've had a little bit of a play with it. It's a bit weird. It's like listening to somebody's secretly listen to somebody's conversation. It's very odd. I don't know whether any of you have been on it yet, but I'm actually doing one. I'm in a room in a couple of weeks. So Tina, I will get you an invite. I promise.
Okay, so can you just tell for the rest of the world that are like me and have FOMO and fear of missing out, can you just tell them, Tech Lady, what Clubhouse is?
Well, Clubhouse is a new social network, but what it is, you have a profile, and you can connect with people. You can't send them messages or anything like that, but what you can do is they have rooms. So let's just say, for example, Microbiz Matters would have a room, and you wouldn't see anything, or you would just hear voices. And then what you can do is you have a host, and then you have somebody, you can then sort of put your hand up to speak, and then you can speak. It's weird. It's weird, but good weird, if you know what I mean.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Tech Lady. So, Naomi, tell me who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Okay.
I know. Tell others.
So I do a few different things, and what I'm going to do, just in the comments, I'm actually going to put a link to. Can I do this? Can I put comments in?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to put it in the private chat. I'm going to put a link into an article about Clubhouse. If you could share that, Tina, that would be great. So what do? I am a freelance consultant specializing in growth and innovation for the tech digital sector. I've also worked with a lot of creative businesses. I sit on a number of boards, and I'm also project director of an amazing new program for female freelancers in Greater Manchester in the Northwest called Freelancer 100. It starts on the week commencing the 1st of February. It's a free, fully funded 12-week programme for women who are co-founders or freelancers in the tech, digital and creative media space. As well as the workshops, they also get peer-to-peer mentoring, which is facilitated by a mentor. They also get a community platform so they can engage with each other, put their goals and actions from the sessions, but also there'll be lots of natural collaborations in there. And that community will be there for another 9 months after the programme's finished. They also get, I'm just going to find it, this amazing book, which is Survival Skills for Freelancers, which was written by Sarah Townsend. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. Victoria is one of the ladies that's on the programme, starts in February. I've been sort of speaking to everyone that's sort of applied and been accepted. And we're really, really excited about it. It's a collaboration between Infor Group and the Landing in Media City, which are really sort of fantastic organisations. And we still have a few places left. So if you want to apply, on Twitter we are at Freelancer100, and you can find more information about the programme and also at the application form.
And there are some great mentors and workshop deliverers as well, aren't there?
Amazing, like the most amazing, including like someone like Tina.
So, Janice, I thought you'd fallen off your balcony then.
Yeah. We've also got Viv as well. So Viv was on your manufacturing one this morning.
Oh,
so
she was. Oh, she was ace. Yeah, Viv was brilliant. She was talking about how you need to pick your fights at the moment. You know, pick the things that you need to deal with and the ones that you don't. Yeah. So, Janice, tell us about you. And now you're back up on your balcony. Who you are.
Thank you for that. Yes, Janice B. Gordon, a customer growth expert. I'm founder of Scale Your Sales podcast. And so I hope all of the listeners will go and listen to all of the great entrepreneurs and influencers that talk about sales. And sales is the core of all growing businesses. So it's really something that people struggle with and companies struggle with. But the key thing is really understanding your customers' needs. And that's what I talk about in the Scale Your Sales framework, really understanding what your customers want and giving them what they want. So the reason why I fell off my balcony, because Naomi reminded me, I've got my book, Business Evolution, Creating Growth in a Rapidly Changing World. And that talks about putting your personality into your business, really understanding what your purpose is. So it's personality, purpose. Pleasure is all about the customer experience. It's all about giving your customers what you want. And then the last P, I call it the essential 4 Ps, is about process. It's about the process you have within your business that is customer centric, that really gives your customer the experience that keeps them coming back for more. What are the processes you use? Because as business owners, what often happens is that we design our businesses and our processes around what we've done before, but really not around who the customers are that we're trying to attract. So that's my whole area of business, increasing your sales, really understanding, what your customers want, so that and keeping your customers, keeping the retention of your customers, and building the relationships with your customers so they keep buying from you and your business keeps growing.
Fabulous. So, Elsa, tell us a little bit about, it's lovely to see you. Feels like ages. Well, it is ages. When was the last time I saw you?
So again?
Plumbers?
I was at the last one last year.
What, at Preston? Oh, no, at Hull.
Yeah.
Hull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I came up. Okay, well, I'm a business consultant and I work with a lot of independent businesses, and I actually offer bespoke services. At the moment, I'm spending quite a lot of time working with people around finance, Yeah, and it means it could even be as simple as looking at the cash flow and making sure that they can survive in this current climate, and also working with people that want and are looking for investors. Yes, and I've got people even trying to sell their businesses at the moment. So I'm doing quite a lot of like brokerage type work, preparing the businesses for the specialists. And then I'm on the other end of the spectrum, I'm doing presentations with the DWP, trying to help people that want to go into self-employment, ensuring that they actually take the right steps prior to starting, and being aware of the other programs that are out there like Kickstart, etc., and making sure that there's a smooth transition. Some of the other work that I've done, I've been a project manager leading a Grenfell business project. So working with the businesses that are actually affected by Grenfell fire. And I'm finding that with that kind of experience, I'm working also with people that are running businesses that are going through traumatic situations. So it's to help them get back on their feet, gain their confidence, and at the same time ensure that the business is running smoothly. I don't have a book, but at the end of the day, I spend a lot of time working with people, as I say, on a one-to-one, to ensure that they take their business idea from one level to the next. Thank you.
I bet you've got some great stories, Elsa.
Oh, I have.
You need to write a book.
I should have had a book. This is my book. I was supposed to be writing a book that was supposed to launch today, and the wonderful Taryn Johnson, who helped write Tony's Happypreneur book, we discussed it, and I'd finally agreed to write a book, which I've talked to Naomi about this in the past, especially. I'd put off and put off. It's a bit like Rebecca coming on here. She put off and put off. And I was going to write a business advice book, and I'm still going to do it. And it's going to be with Northern humour and business advice and support. And it's going to be called They'll Be Reet. Now, I can't imagine me selling many south of Watford, because it'll probably need an interpreter. People will just buy it to see what this new language is that it's been written in, and it'll all be written in Yorkshire.
Okay.
Rebecca, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm the co-founder of Acorn Event Structures with my husband. So we started the business back in the 90s. Originally, we were actually more of a scaffold-based company. So we started in the construction industry. That was my husband's background. And after trying Tina's brother, a few different businesses along the way, we had retail, hospitality, and then went back into construction. In the towards the late 90s, we then started the event structures business. We'd always been interested in the event side and took the knowledge that we had in the scaffolding side into the events industry. So we now are one of the larger events companies, providing staging, outdoor structures, temporary structures, anything temporary in the events industry, really. So we'll a lot of our clients are some of the major festivals, small festivals. We work on a lot of sporting events, theatres, and film and TV. So we've done everything from Olympic Games through to a small festival, a large structure for ITV to host Dancing on Ice, through to Creamfields festivals, and then smaller, more local festivals. And we also do a lot of tours for some of the major artists that are touring. So there's a lot of variety within what we do, and keeps us constantly innovating, changing year on year, having to come up with new products for clients. Everyone wants everything to be fresh and moved on from the previous year. So which is my husband's forte, really, is more the design and innovation. I'm often just kind of running behind him, making it all happen in the background.
With Andy shouting, Rebecca!
yeah, and do it now, and I'm trying to keep the team.
Without Rebecca, Andy wouldn't survive. I'd like that to be known as well. So anyway, you've had a pretty tough year though in 2020 with the events industry, haven't you? I mean, we've got a session. The session after us is the Excluded UK session, which Tony's hosting, with a lot of the people that have heading up the campaigning for those that have lost out, that didn't get any government support and have been excluded. But there's also a very strong campaign, We Make Events, and for organisations, because it's been a very, very tough year for Neil, my husband, works for Andrew and Rebecca, so yeah, it's been a very tough year.
Yeah, it's definitely never foresaw this challenge. Lots of challenges, as you all know, in business, and over the years the challenges change. But this year, last year was very, very challenging. And I don't feel like we're out of the woods yet. I was hoping by this time things will be looking a bit more positive, but I feel, to be honest, a bit like we've gone back to where we were in March last year, where it's all gone back to being uncertain again.
Yeah, it's normal. So, Caro, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you at the moment? Are you?
I'm in London, so yeah, another London-based person here. So yeah, really nice to see everyone. Everyone looks like they've got such glamorous backgrounds. Janice, look at you. Are you in Washington? Where are you?
This is St. Paul's.
Oh,
St. Paul's. Yeah.
It's on the balcony.
Yeah. That's very snazzy. Well, you can just see my kitchen behind me. So yeah, I'm just in my flat.
My banner's hiding my gin stash.
I think we can get that out, Tina. I think we can.
That is basically what's happening here. So come 5 o'clock, we've got a Zoom party. We've got where's Naomi gone? We've got an after party, and come 5 o'clock, that gin stash is going to be back out there. So, Caro, tell us a little bit about you and your.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Pocket PA, which is a self-employed booking to bookkeeping software, which I made for my own daughter when she was 19 and started out in the beauty industry. And she isn't particularly numerate. I think she has numeracy dyslexia. I think there must be a name for that, but she's not great with numbers, and she doesn't like any of the accounting side of things. And I knew that she would be amazing at her business, doing the doing and delivering the service with her customer experience. But unless she was managing the business stuff in the background, excuse me, at the end of 12 months, there wasn't going to be a business for her to carry on in. So it was my mission as her mum to make sure that she could shine and spread her wings and have her light shining with all her amazing clients. So I decided to set to the task of making a little app for her. It started off being a sort of little idea. I just felt I knew what she needed, and it's become this whole huge project when I realized how many people it can help and what it can do. So it's gone from something that was very simple, a booking software, but now it does all of her accounts. And so I say it's a booking to bookkeeping software and everything in between. So there are lots of really practical tools inside. It does reminder SMSs. It tracks all your business mileage to get from A to B. And it just does so much more than a booking software. And yeah, it's been a real roller coaster of a journey, and I'm in the throes at the moment of trying to establish how our software differentiates itself from what is already on the market. But it's been a huge learning curve for me. I've really enjoyed it. I love working with micro business owners. And so my target group is anyone earning under 85,000 non-VAT registered. If you want to have a window on your appointments and your finance and for it to look amazing, then Pocket PA is the software for you. And it's available on a browser, so it's mobile friendly, can be opened on any tablet or phone device. And yeah, it's just basically having your business being run for you on the go from your phone, so that you can, do your best with all of your clients, and then Pocket PA takes care of the rest. Because I think the finance part of things is often a real smoke and mirrors for a lot of small business owners. They get a little bit overwhelmed. Certainly my daughter and people like her found the finance side of things quite challenging. And when you are a micro business, it's vital that you've got a really good handle on your cash flow. You can't afford to start sort of only finding out at the end of the year when your accountant says, oh, did you know you've made a loss? And it's like, oh my God, I had no clue. So I have very clear visual dials. Everything is very color coordinated. to tell you exactly what your financial position is of your business at any minute in time. So it's not a shock at any point in time. And we have one net income dial where the red is where you've got your expenses and the green is what you've got coming in. And if it's half and half, then they're breaking even and there's no money left in the middle. And I keep saying to Megan, make the green as big as possible, the red as small as possible. And if that red is bigger than the green, then you've got a jolly expensive hobby going on, and you need to know that straight away so that you can remedy and start earning more or spending less. But one way or another, you've got to get that under control ASAP. So
I think it's a big problem for micro business owners, and it is one of the things. I mean, the admin and the finance side is huge, and Tony and I discovered very, very early on with Microbiz Matters that actually there's only two things that you need. One is customers and the other is cash flow. And if you haven't got customers and cash flow, and everything actually comes back to that, it's like Janice's sales. You need the sales to be able to get the customers, and all of that is really important. And I do think what you've done with Pocket PA is amazing. Jennifer has told us that what you are saying Megan has got is dyscalculia.
Oh, that's helpful.
Okay, so there we go. We've learned something new every day. So yeah, so Rebecca,
I met Carol actually two years ago, wasn't it? Carol came to my presentations, which is brilliant. And she gave me a demo of Pocket PA. Elsa, you need to look at this as well for your clients. Brilliant tool, because a lot of creatives and business owners, really, as soon as you start talking finance to them, they're kind of glazed over, you know. And this is a really good color coordinated way, especially for businesses that are booking in clients. So it's not only a booking system, but it's managing your finance. And what Carol's done is a marvelous job. It's so user friendly, really, really excellent.
I think we've tried to put the customer right at the centre of it. And because I was making it for Megan, it seems a little bit self-indulgent making an app for your daughter, which is why I've realised I need to start sort of spreading out the love and sharing it with people. But I continuously say you cannot manage what you don't measure. If you are not measuring things, you've got no baseline, and how can you possibly start to grow or expand your business? So you've got to have that. Even if you've got just 2 clients a week and you're bringing in £100, find out where you're at the beginning, and then you can start to build on that. But you can't manage what you don't measure, and having access to that info at your fingertips is what we want to try and help people with at Pocket PA. And there's no jargon in it. I've taken out all of the accountancy speak. We don't talk about profits, loss, ledgers, forecasting, trial balances, things that put everybody into a meltdown. Everything is like, who still owes you money, and money in, expected income due, just normal words that we all understand. So that's the idea. Simplicity, suitable for real people running real life. That's the point.
Well, or you could be like Rebecca and train to do bookkeeping and accountancy. You did your AATs, didn't you, Rebecca? But how many people? So Rebecca and Andy have grown from a micro business to something much more than that. You're not at the micro stage now, are you? You started out, what was the lowest number of people you've ever employed?
I think 2. Yeah, so there'd probably be Andy, myself, and another 2, and then it just it grew. And then now, well, we're lower on numbers to what we would normally be, but at the moment we've got, I think, 63 employed. That normally at this time of year it would probably be nearer 100, and then we would go up to 200 in the summer months, our peak trading months. But yeah, started out with just a couple of staff. But I went back to college after we'd had our own businesses for a few years. I actually went back and gained the AAT qualification because I just felt out of my depth as we were growing in size. Even just having conversations with accountants, talking, like you said, Caroline, talking in all they speak, and you're thinking, I don't understand what they're talking about. I just needed to have that confidence myself to be able to then have this, which has actually, as we've grown in size and things have developed and emerged, then it has helped me. But to have had something like you've produced now would have been great in the outset, definitely.
I think it's important though is to keep learning. I think I think we all have to do that as sort of micro business owners or any type of business. I think it's continuous learning. You don't know you can't know everything.
No.
And I think that's something that businesses need to have a think about. And I've been my own worst enemy. And it's only really been the last couple of years that I've actually thought about, okay, do you know what? I need to learn about A, B, and C, and I'm actually going to go on a course.
Yeah, because I think it's, and we think we haven't got time for it, or we can't do this or we can't do that. But actually, we need to make that time, because that time then allows us to have more free time in theory, unless you are like have the kids at home and you're trying to homeschool them or something like that. There's nobody gave us micro business. Well, not me. I've not been homeschooling, but I know Naomi has got the kids at home, and I know Rebecca's definitely got the kids at home, because Darcy, my niece, has had to self-isolate twice because of science. She's been in science twice and had to self-isolate afterwards because somebody's got. But all of these things at the moment are really hard. And I mean, I think it's like people like yourself, Janice and Elsa, who are supporting others. This wasn't something that, if you're supporting a micro business owner, you weren't necessarily thinking that they were going to have to throw in that they were trying to homeschool the kids and all the other stuff. I think if 2020 has taught us anything, it's like how things can change so quickly. And I keep coming back. I love the comment from Viv about what we need to choose to pick our fights, or who we need to, and I had this conversation with Rebecca the other day about putting emails to one side and not dealing with them, because actually what used to be a major issue before might not be such a big issue now. And as micro business owners, everything is, we've got to get involved with so much stuff. But you've got some interns at the moment, haven't you, Janice? You've got a couple of interns.
Yes, I have. I tell you what, it puts me under a lot of pressure. One is, because I have to keep all my work going and then stay ahead. They have to have different projects, stay ahead of their projects. So it's very time consuming initially, but at the end of the 3-month period, then I begin to see the real benefits. They do things I just don't have time to do. But it's just like when you're onboarding employees, it's absolutely no difference. But one thing that you said, Tina, I was thinking about, for small business owners, because we have to wear so many hats. The problem is that there you go. I've got a flat cap. I should have had that one. Anyway,
just a minute. This has got Yorkshire written right through it. It says,
really?
Yeah, it says, you probably can't see, but it's got Yorkshire written in the material. And Rihanna,
I know if we cut you open, it would say Yorkshire inside.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody, but I was actually born in
Lancashire.
Lancashire.
You have Yorkshire tea bags in her.
Yeah, I've got Yorkshire tea bags in me, but I was born in Lancashire. Anyway, sorry, Janice, I disrupted.
One of the important things is mindset, really, because it is so devastating. And I wrote about this on social media. Being a large company, and I work with large companies as well, it's just pelted into, it's completely so far removed to what it feels like when you're a micro business owner, when it's all on your shoulders and you have got to pay people's salaries or you've got to offload them. The responsibility is humongous. But it's about mindset, because it can break you. That responsibility and that weight can break you. So you've really got to kind of change your mindset in this environment and only deal with what you have to deal with and not deal with it all, and just work your way through all of the challenges. And whether we're in COVID or not, that businesses, micro business owners are having challenges thrown at them all the time. But with this, don't make it any bigger than what it is. Just have the mindset that you're going to deal with the next thing in front of you and forget about everything else, and then deal with the next thing in front of you. That's the way you're going to survive. But also, this makes you more agile, thinking about, okay, this stream, for me and like lots of people, on the 20th of March, literally a lot of my income just completely postponed and moved and whatever. So, I had to think, okay, well, what's next? What can I do rather than what's not happening and what I can't change? So it's really thinking about, how you can adapt to the situation and what you can do. So I think it's important you know, having that kind of mindset going forward. What can I do? What must I deal with? And forget about the rest.
And you had an interesting 2020, didn't you, Naomi? Because you actually went into an employed job.
I did. I started a job, my first job in 18 years, in January of last year, working for a law firm, looking after a particular project, which was a growth program that was going to be rolled out outside of London. And yeah, as soon as the pandemic hit, they binned me. They paid me for the month of April. I did give them a load of ideas about stuff that I could do to support them in because to be fair, my job was 75% on this project, and they basically refused to furlough me and gave me the push. So despite having done sort of a big PR campaign about me joining the business, you know, come the 1st of April, I was in a situation where, you know, I was having to sort of think again. To be fair, I think that I had a lucky escape. In retrospect, I'm in a much better place now. I remember when it happened, I was like really distraught. The next day, I actually felt that a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. So, do you know what? I don't think I'm made to have a job.
You're unemployable. You're like me. You have to work.
I'm doing so many amazing things now that I wouldn't have been able to do. So, and ironically, you know, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm working with a wonderful guy called Pete Mills, who set up an innovation agency called Alt Theory. And I'm working with him now, but I met him at this law firm. So something good came out of it.
You see, I met Tony in my employed period when I told him how rubbish the event was that I was at, and it turned out he was a director of it. And then he said to me, "Oh, I'll tell the directors of which I am one." And he always says, "But you didn't stop there." He says, "You carried on telling me how shit it was." He said, "I knew we were going to go like a house on fire." And here we are now, Microbiz Matters Day. Elsa, you know, when you worked with the businesses, the Grenfell businesses, was that with Portobello Business Centre as well, or was that separately?
Yes, it was. It was the contract that was given by, you know, the Greater London Authority, you know, the mayor, and I was working with Portobello Business Centre. Yes. Yeah,
because they were our host for our second ever Microbiz Matters Day, and. But did you find that hard? The business owners have obviously been affected by something that was not only big to them as business owners, but massive as a PR thing as well. All the sort of stuff going on around it. Did that make it difficult for them, or did it help them to get back?
I mean, yeah, a lot of it I can't go into detail. Yeah. But what I would say is, could you imagine? You know, you've organized yourself to go into an office to run your business or your shop, only to find that when you actually get to your shop or in the area vicinity, you've been told that's it, you can't go no further.
Yeah.
I mean, some people didn't even have their services online. So it's like, you know, you walk in one day and it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Don't forget all the TV crew was there and all the police were there, and, you know, there was, you know, just couldn't run their own business. Then also, those that were affected or had family that were affected within the fire, there's also that trauma that they have to go through as well. So because of my training, I've had pastoral training as well as the business development training. I was able to, as I say, lead as a project manager, but also help to, how can I say, bring the peace and the comfort and give them some kind of hope that there is a way forward. So there was a team of us that actually worked together. But as I say, a lot, I mean, I'd love to say a lot more. But it was interesting for me to actually approach business from that angle, because don't forget, it was a forced, when I say forced situation, it wasn't something that had a build up. It was all of a sudden. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, you know, as I say, overnight. I mean, we're going through like the COVID now, but I mean, I suppose it's like I've had training through the Grenville, but it was more, how can I say, traumatic. It was just sudden.
Yeah, and there was so much loss around it as well, wasn't there? That was what I think was the hard thing. But I think so. 2020, Cara, what was your biggest challenge?
Oh my goodness, I think my biggest challenge was launching in January, February, and then having COVID appear in March. So I'd finally got my version 2.0 version of Pocket PA, bells and whistles, the whole shebang. Everything was brand new, spanking new, waiting to launch. And then my whole target demographic, all the beauticians, the micro business owners, all had to close. And so it seemed really insensitive to be marketing a new app to people to say, oh, just let's practice booking in the clients that you don't have. Let's just practice pretending taking the money that you don't have, and we'll just play shop. So I retreated back and went into a bit more development mode and created the business mileage tracking. And I've done some other sort of elements of the app. And so I was coming out of the perhaps sort of running in January this year with everything that 2020 was going to be happening in 2021. Now it's all stopped again because again my daughter Megan's not working, loads of people aren't working, and we kind of haven't got a new date in sight. So it was just very frustrating, but I've learned patience, and I have done, Janice, you'll be pleased to hear, I've done a lot more research with my clients and target market, and finding out what they need. We've been doing some research, focus groups and stuff, so that's been enlightening to hear and to really work out what differentiates Pocket PA from existing software, because there are a lot of booking softwares out there. And, there's obviously the accountancy softwares out there, but we aren't the same as those. And I think it's about fine tuning my message to make sure that people can see how we are different, and have a look at that offering to be able to see if it might be a good fit for them in their business.
I think there's a lot of things that we've learned both personally, and the thing is, when you run your own business, the personal aspect is very much, it's like I talk about your business and you, the well-being of the business and the business owner, and how they impact on each other. And I mean, the well-being, and I knew it wouldn't be long before Naomi's cat arrived, the well-being of both of them is so important. And I think the thing is as well, when we are like many of us are here working with other people, whether it's employing staff like Rebecca is, or whether it's working with other businesses, and you're supporting them, and you're the one that's had to be the motivator, and you're the front-facing one. I mean, Naomi herself, and I know she won't mind talking about this, you yourself have been through a very dark situation some years ago, weren't you, Naomi, where business had a massive impact on you, and the well-being thing. You and I have talked about this.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just about sort of taking stock about what's important. Obviously, yes, we all need to make money, but I think we also need to be kind to ourselves. So it was not a very nice time.
No, and I think that for me,
menopause now. If we're going to pretend we're on women, I'm going through the menopause now.
Oh, no, I need to stop. Should we not get on that subject? Having had my operation that I had in November, shall we not get on that subject? I'm sure my husband is saying to Rebecca, "Oh, for God's sake," when he speaks to her, because it's an interesting. But I think again that's the issue, because as women of a certain age, we talk about the well-being of business, we talk about the well-being of the business owner, but actually there's a lot of stuff not talked about that I think we need to be talking about as women business owners. Now, whether that's right from the start, like Megan starting out in business, I coached a lovely chief exec of a small arts charity about 5 or 6 years ago. And she was an Asian lady, and she absolutely said to me, there is no way on this 1 week of the month I am making any strategic decisions. And she some of her cultural backgrounds and beliefs have been brought through into that. She wouldn't do anything strategically because she knew that she couldn't function properly, and she took different things that were part of their, cooking that they used all the time, and oh my God, it was like a breath of fresh air working with her, because I didn't have to try and coach somebody through something and she accepted that she had this week of the month that she wasn't great with, and I could not have to try and force her or set actions or try and talk her through something. But I don't think that's talked about enough at all, and I don't think it is with young women. I think I had a conversation because I went to homeschool Darcy, my niece, for 4 days, so Rebecca could do some work when she was in one of her isolation periods. And we had this conversation. We touched very much on hormones, and because she's 13, isn't she, Rebecca? And in the very early stages, she killed me if she knew we were talking. Where is she?
She's in the kitchen. She's saying, "I banished them to the kitchen." All
right, okay. Well, Naomi met Darcy because Naomi and I had a FaceTime meeting when I was looking after Darcy. But Naomi's got 2 girls as well, haven't you? And you've been through stuff with them.
Yeah, I've got 2. I've got a nearly 16-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
This my poor husband. He's got 3 women. It was funny actually. I hope he can't hear, so I'm going to tell you. But he had to have a procedure yesterday. He had to have, when they have to check your bladder. And I won't describe what they had to do, but you can probably imagine what they had to do. It involved a camera and a finger. So men have to do obviously things as well, don't they?
Yeah, bless him. So I think it's more that we need to talk about, and with your pastoral stuff that Elsa does, you do so much great work as well, as you say, about bringing peace and different aspects to different people. The stuff you've done over the years is quite amazing, and I just really love it. So what would be your one thing, Elsa, that you learned in 2020, and what would you take into 2021?
I think it's because I do so much with so many different people. I think and I think somebody mentioned it, it's about being flexible. And I know some people can get stuck in their ways and get used to things, but I found that not getting so grounded in something, but having an element of flexibility has really helped me. Do you see what I mean? So, one day I'd be working and thinking about, a small business, then all of a sudden somebody's got a financial problem, which is kind of what we do on a regular basis, but it's with the added personal stress as well. Do you see what I mean? So I'm saying that, I can't have like 3 clients and thinking, okay, this day we're going to talk about business planning and marketing and finance. No, we're going to be talking about your 2 children that needs to try and do, their exams and prepare for that. But at the same time, you've got to run your business. You've also got to get some sleep. You've also got to do the shopping. So how can I say, it's being flexible in my time, being flexible in my approach, and just being flexible with the kind of people that I'm having to deal with. So to me, it's all about being flexible.
Yeah, I think so. Janice, what about you? What's your key? Janice Gordon. And thank you for that offer of a free support call. That's great, Janice. You're a star. What's your bit of taken from 2020 to 21?
I think, like Elsa said, flexibility is really important. But I think don't get bogged down with the things that you don't have to deal with, and just focus on the things that you do. So often when I'm working with companies and business owners, I really have to kind of get them to focus on the thing. What's the most important thing? What is the USP? What is going to make the key difference? And sometimes it's difficult to really kind of delve in. So I ask them loads and loads of questions to actually get to the key thing. What is the key thing that's going to make a difference to your business or to your mental health or to, within what systems and processes are going to help you to do what you really want to do? And it still goes back to focusing on who are your key customers and what's the thing that you can do that's going to help them the most, and then organizing your business around that. We so often get bogged down with things that we don't really need. As humans, we're always complicating things. So really just focus on the things that you really need to do. And that's what I'm doing in my business. The way that I organize my time, I look at my emails 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, then it's switched off. I have times in my business when I'm really focused on a big project. Normally for me, it works in the morning. So generally, if you go to my diary between 9 and 3 o'clock, no one can book in, because that is the time for me to get things done. Thereafter, from 3 to 5, that's when I will take bookings. But then I feel like I've done a lot in my business during the day. You really need to kind of organize your business around your personality and how you need to work, and be really disciplined with the systems that you set up to enable you to work efficiently.
You see, I know for a fact that I work well in the morning. And I should have been Spanish, because I really, really need to have a siesta between 2 and 4. If I had that and I dip, I can't focus. I can do the early morning, great. I really like that early morning. But then from sort of 4:30 till 7:30, I'm really productive again. And then that's it. I can't do. Rebecca does late nights, but I can't do. And I think it is understanding ourselves as well. And I also know I've got to eat. And that's important. It runs in the family, doesn't it, Rebecca? We get hangry.
Yes, definitely.
I don't.
A husband and a son.
Yeah, Andy and Freddie are terrible. They're really worse. But I do. Tom does, my eldest, and it turns out that both our granddaughters do, because Quinn, who's 1 on Tuesday, turns out she gets hangry as well. So yeah, but I think again it's understanding what's the one thing, Caro, that you personally that gets you through. Mine is going out for a walk and clearing my head. And the other thing that really helps me to clear my head is doing half an hour's ironing in the morning. I know it's that. But I've written a blog about it. It's called A Pile Full of Mindfulness.
Oh, that's good. Well, last year I began open water swimming, and I found somewhere just locally in Canary Wharf that does outdoor swimming. I mean, it's freaking freezing at the moment, so it's definitely not on. But my kids bought me a wetsuit, and I have loved going out in the cold water and doing wild water swimming. And it was a real revelation last year, getting that opportunity. It was just like a complete reset. You get in the water, your head's all jumbled with stuff, and then you get out, an hour later, and your whole brain has all been cleared, and it's all just, I'm shivering like that, but it's just a really good reboot. And I've seen loads of studies now about this, like cold water swimming, how good it is for your mental health and your body and stuff, but it is too cold at the moment. But yeah, I think anything outdoor for me, fresh air, exercise, and I'm looking forward to getting back to swimming. That'll be awesome.
So when you come to Scarborough in 2022 for Microbees Matters Day, you can go in the North Sea. That'll clear your head.
Oh God! Only with you.
What's your thing that you do that clears your head? And Rebecca,
I like to run. Oh, can you not hear me?
Now. Yeah.
So I like to run, really to clear my head. And we're lucky where we live, but very much in the countryside. So I've got lots of open roads that I can just go out and run. I get my earphones in, listen to some podcasts or the radio, and just kind of switch off. And I've got nobody going like this at me. Children, work, husband. It's just nice just to be. That's my time. So I can't do it at the moment because I'm in quarantine. So I've been on my treadmill, but I must admit, I don't find the treadmill as, I prefer it to be outside. So yeah, that's my one thing that I do miss. When I'm not doing it, I do miss it. Although some mornings it's really hard to drag myself out of bed to go on an early morning run, I must admit.
What about you, Janice?
I meditate. I get up early and meditate and then go out for a walk around my park, local park. It's literally 2 minutes up the road from me. It's a lovely park. And I used to get up in the morning, go run to the gym and then start work. And actually, when we are able to go back to the gyms, once I had my vaccination, I think I'm going to continue to walk around the park, because just every morning seeing green or the change of seasons, it is fantastic. It's really rejuvenating. So yeah, that's my kind of thing that I will maintain, going forward, and what I love to do. It really kind of sets my mind up to get into work.
And Elsa, what about you?
Well, before I got into business, I used to be a jazz dancer and a jazz teacher. So I've actually gone back to dancing. So it's been really nice, to put on the leotard, although it's been a bit tight, and just be a bit more expressive through music. So yeah, I do my dancing again. So yeah.
Are you dancing at home on your own then, or dancing in the streets, or what are you doing at the minute?
I'm dancing at home on my own. I'm home alone.
Wow.
So I'm just enjoying life. I mean, my son now lives on the other side of London, but I've set my home now in a way that I want to enjoy it, and it does mean I have space to dance. Yeah, it's lovely.
I just think that's great. I love dancing. I love dancing. My mum used to be a ballet teacher, and dancing's quite our thing. We do dancing in our family, don't we, Rebecca? And Darcy's a ballet dancer. She's really, really good. And yeah, so Naomi, what about you?
I don't do any of those things. I wish I had the motivation to do them. Do you want me to be really honest?
That's what this is about, honesty.
Sometimes just getting out of bed is enough. I think for me, I like to have a coffee in the morning and just sort of sit down and look at what I've got going on ahead. My thing is, I suppose, in the evenings, just watching TV and just not thinking about anything. I would like to say that I go out for a walk every day, but do you know what? At the moment, I'm not. I know I need to. But I think for me, I think I'm just trying to be kind to myself and not put too much pressure on, because do you know what? I think I'm just trying to survive, just trying to keep the family together, and just trying to keep, excuse my French, but trying to just keep my shit together as well. So just sort of, yeah, I can't. I wish I could say all the things that you've said, but I just can't.
But I think that's what's really important. And Rachel's just put this to say many women feel like that just now. And I think that is the thing, because I think the one thing we've got to have learned over the last, certainly over the last 12 months, but it's the one thing that I've learned before that, is about being real. And actually, let's not try and pretend to be something that we're not. And we talked in one of the sessions about, and we'll talk about it more this afternoon in Your Business and You. We talked about actually the importance of being real and being honest, and not pretending that our business is like, oh yeah, we're doing really, really well and it's all fabulous and this is what we're doing. Because actually, it can be really, really, that is not good for us. That's not good for our mental health. It's not good. And it's back to that. As we well know, as motivators, whether that's motivating others or whether that's motivating staff, or we're out there on social media and we're all bigging up the stuff and, or leading on campaigns or whatever it is, sometimes those motivators actually have had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for me, that's
and they
for
just
me.
need that. Yeah, it was like yesterday. Naomi sent me a message yesterday and said, could you just send an email to these people? And I sent her a message back saying, I will, but it's been a really shit day. And the website isn't working properly. And we've got this problem going on and we've got these technical issues. And it's Microbes Matters Day tomorrow. And what I really want to do is cry, but I'm not. I'm going to smile. And she just sent me a heart emoji back. And that was, but it was just like, at that moment, I just needed to get all that off my chest because that's what had happened. And I think some of that, and especially if we've got kids that we're homeschooling and we've got all that stuff going on and we're locked in with our families that, you know, I
think also though, if you're working with, you know, I sort of, some of the things that I do are quite similar to Elsa and Janice, is that when you are working with other business, you're putting your heart and soul into them and giving them 110% of your energy and motivating them and all that other stuff. It's almost like it's you don't leave enough for yourself. That's certainly for me.
Yeah, and we need to. As women, we need to. As men, we need to as well. It's not just a women thing. We are all women here, but as men, we need to. And I think sometimes men can be worse as well because there's that bravado quite often that they've got to. It's that whole... the thing I love about working with Tony is that he doesn't have any of that and he likes working with women and there's none of that bravado. And that's the important thing. I think with what we're doing. So it's the end of our session and I'd just like to say thank you all for joining us. It's been great. It's been great listening to you. I can see can you see the numbers changing on here or is it just me that can see the numbers changing?
I can't see them.
Well, I can see what's going on with the numbers and the likes and stuff. And I hope you can all see the comments down the side.
Yeah.
But actually, if you go on the Microbes Matters Facebook page, you can see all these comments underneath the videos as they're taking place. And I just think you need to do that to understand that just how great it's been that you've come on and joined us. And
thank you for having us.
Anytime.
Thank you,
I'm over the moon. It's taken me, what are we, 7th year? It's taken me 7 years to get Rebecca on here. I tried to get her to Manchester, Naomi, when we were in, you sorted out the one there. And it's taken 7 years. And I'm grateful. She's not going to get away with it now. Might even get Andy on next year. That'll be an interesting one.
It will.
Thank you, ladies.
All right,
Thank you. Lovely meeting you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.